guys. Okay, got a lovely rainy day to work in today. So I am off to Bristol to see a little Cavapoo, who I'm sure is going to be very cute, called Mac, and not sure how much cuddles I'm going to be able to have with Mac because he's very nervous of new people. So we have got some territorial barking issues, so expecting some barking and some, you know, nervous aggression when we go in, and then not wanting to be touched by the new people. I don't think he's the type to just run over and suddenly have a go at us, but he's going to be very nervous, so we need to deal with that and teach them how to sort that out, get his confidence up a lot. We also need to deal with some general resource guarding issues, but not your typical type. So he's not resource guarding things as in toys or food or anything. He's guarding people, so his family and places. So if he's been settled somewhere for a while, he then will object to someone moving him or coming and sitting next to him. So obviously that needs sorting, all of that needs sorting out. And we've also got some general guarding, barking and guarding around the house. So, you know, if he's hearing noises and things, he's wanting to protect and guard, and it just sounds like he's very insecure, to be honest. So, you know, all of these issues are to do with insecurity. So it's probably more often than not that stems from being overbabied, unfortunately. So he's probably just had too many cuddles and not enough discipline, which is fairly standard with these cute little dogs. You know, it's why the term little dog syndrome exists. It's not really anything to do with the dog, it's to do with how we as humans treat little dogs, because obviously we're much more likely to baby them a lot more and spoil them rotten when they're smaller, because when a small dog develops these issues, although it's not nice and it's not okay and it's definitely not good for the dog, it's a lot easier to deal with in a small dog than it is in a very large dog. So really common for these issues to develop, and obviously because of that we've worked with a lot of dogs like this, so we know how to get it sorted. So we will get little Max sorted out, I'm not worried. We've also got some outside issues, some reactivity and recall issues as well. I'm sure there's something else. I feel like I've missed something. I can't look at my notes now because I'm driving, but I feel like I've missed something else that's specific. Oh well, never mind. I'm sure we will find that out when we get there, and I'll talk about it after. So yeah, we need to raise this little guy's confidence and get him feeling a lot more safe and secure, so that he doesn't feel the need to bark at things and guard things and get himself all in a nervous pickle about everything. So he's going to be fine, I'm sure. And Cavapoos are normally pretty smart. They can be quite nervous and they can be a little bit scatty. So they're a breed that I'm well used to working with. Excuse me, we do see a lot of them. Sometimes we work with Cavapoos that are the exact opposite. They're just ridiculously over friendly, love everybody, you know, but that can cause its own issues, because if they're getting overexcited at the slightest thing, that also comes with problems. But we do also see the little nervous ones, and obviously that's what we've got going on here with Max. So we will have a good look at him and do lots of work today. This will be this is our first session, so it's our big session. So we're normally there about 3 hours. So lots of work to do with Max today, and maybe, you never know, it might have stopped raining by the time we get to the walk part of the session, but I have got all my waterproofs just in case, obviously. And we will try and take some nice videos for you, and I will let you know afterwards, as usual, how everything goes. Hello, hi, I'm Sarah, nice to meet you. Oh my goodness, she's so tiny and cute. So the barking stopped quite quickly, didn't it? Yeah, this is Hector. Right, let's see if we can do this with no barking. Yep, not barked at all, well done. Wow, what a good little man, Mac. Not a single woof. Wow, and he's just stood behind. Oh my God, what an angel. That is awesome. Leave. Me? Yes, good boy. I love this dog. He literally just learned that in seconds. Leave. Yes, good boy. Love him.
When he feels that you're in control and you're just keep
It's okay.
I'm in control, just stop thinking.
Stay really relaxed. Good, relax. Don't have your arm up your back like that. Just total chill. That's beautiful. Perfect.
He's like, you don't get to do that. I'm walking, you walk with my face, with you. That's what you're doing. That's why you're doing it. It's just a pop.
Relax, relax, relax. Good. Does this feel easier than usual? Susan?
Sorry?
Does this feel easier?
Yeah, it does.
Excellent.
At this stage, we still want to get home.
Shall we get on the pavement? I don't know why we're walking on the road.
It's such a quiet road.
Okay, so I'm doing the end video at home today because it was just so dark on the way home in the car, and I don't really like driving with the light on, and without it on you can't see me. So yeah, so that lovely session with Mac. He's such a cute little boy, but it's really annoying because you just want to cuddle him, but he's nowhere near ready for that. He did take treats from us in the session and definitely saw some raising of confidence. We got him to stop barking when the doorbell rang. He was very quick at picking that up, so that was great. But there's a fair way to go with him, with his fear issues of people coming and touching him. Even with his owners, he still will get fear aggressive in terms of things like handling him, putting his lead on and off. Basic stuff, really, he's still getting very nervous and very fear aggressive with. So we need to take things slow with this little man. Lots of positive association exercises. Yes, he's getting some correction when he's being aggressive, but we don't want to overdo it because we've got to really build on the positives rather than just constantly focusing on the negatives. Otherwise he's going to get more scared. So that's the last thing that we want, obviously. So yeah, this is going to be a bit of a time-consuming effort for the owners. They are going to need to really spend a lot of time with this little man, do lots of practice exercises with him. We always recommend little and often, so not, practice for an hour. It's literally just 30 seconds to practice putting his lead on, taking it off, and then leave him alone for a bit, and then an hour later repeat, etc., so that we can really build up the positivity with these handling issues. Similarly with the place guarding, we don't want to push that. There's no point in putting undue pressure on him, but we do need to do some positive association exercises so that he gets used to people sitting next to him and nothing bad's going to happen, and actually if you stay calm, you can get a treat. It's all good, everything's nice and positive. So we did obviously a lot of work with the leadership structure, which I think is going to make a massive impact. He has been not as babied and spoiled as some dogs I've seen, but there's definitely an element of that going on. And he has very much learned how to control anybody by using aggression. So he's because of that, he now knows that if he wants to stop doing something, or if he wants someone to stop doing something to him, all he's got to do is snarl, you know, growl, raise his teeth, and people will back off. So we've got to teach him that that's not going to be effective anymore. But we need to do that without setting him off to a complete crazy moment. Yeah, so it is a gradual process. It's little and often, and he's definitely going to get there. Same thing with the walking. The one thing that I forgot to mention, which I said I did on my way there, that I'd missed something out, he's doing what we've always called dancing, which is basically where you call the dog and they come kind of part way, they're near you, but they never come close enough for you to actually take hold of their collar and put the lead on. So we've got to therefore keep him on a nice light training line for a while, so that we can work on getting that recall really good, getting him coming up close, getting him having his collar felt and getting him used to being rubbed on the head and around the collar, and that all been very positive, rather than we're trying to grab you to put the lead back on. So we always work on that with the training line first, for obvious reasons. That way we're not worried about having to catch him. We can keep that process nice and gradual, and also, again, very, very positive. He's got to learn that coming close to someone and then being handled, even just something as basic as putting a lead back on, he's got to learn that is positive and that nothing bad ever happens and there's nothing to worry about. But also, he's got to learn that he can't just take the piss either. He can't just go, well, if I don't come back, I can make this walk go on a bit longer and have some fun turning this into a game, because there's definitely an element of that going on. He's a very clever little man, but with that combination of high intelligence and that high anxiety, it causes these problems very quickly, because he's just learnt, well, you know, all I've got to do is mess them about and I get a longer walk. All I've got to do is growl and snarl and they won't put that thing on me, or they won't pick me up, or they won't move me from this place I've decided to be in. So because he's so intelligent, he's learned very quickly how to control things and how to get his way. So it's kind of a double bubble. We've got to get rid of all that fear and anxiety, but we've also got to teach him that using aggression is no longer going to be effective. So his owners have got their work cut out for them, but they were brilliant, took everything on board. I know they're going to stick to this. Yes, it's going to be quite painstaking, but we made a lot of progress today. There was quite a lot to take in, because there's quite a lot going on with this little man. So we didn't push him outside with the walk, because by the end of the session he was starting to get a little bit overwhelmed. So we kept the walking side of it quite short, and I think also everyone was glad of that, because it was chucking it down. But we did enough to be able to teach the owners how to progress, how to proceed, and we're leaving this for about 3 weeks so that they can do a lot of work with him before we go back and then have to move on to anything new. So looking forward to that next session to see how far they progress. Obviously, they're going to keep in touch if they have any struggles, or if, you know, we need to change something, or something's not quite working as it should. But from what we did today, I was pretty pleased with him. I can see he's very smart. So when we've got a really smart dog, they will learn quickly, but they'll only learn quickly if everything you do is to the letter and consistent, because otherwise they're going to get very quickly confused. But to be honest, with even just the leadership structure with this dog, even if that was all we did, which it wasn't, but even if that was all we did, it's still going to have a massive impact and really raise his confidence. So I've got high hopes for him. We just know that it's going to take a little bit of time, and obviously I will update you at the next session. This is a bespoke package, so I think we're doing 5 sessions in total. So we've got 3 one-to-ones and 2 pack walks, which are definitely going to be good for him. He's very nervous with other dogs, but he's not your typical reactive. He doesn't bark, he's just trying to run away. But again, we need to raise his confidence. But to be honest, that's the last thing I'm worried about. I think everything else is much more of a priority at the moment, in terms of getting him used to being handled and happy to be handled, and no longer going into this conditioned pattern of being fear aggressive. So yeah, lots of work to be done, but all went well, and yeah, I will update you in 3 weeks when I see him again.